Welcome to Neospace. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated. California's coastline is world famous, golden sands, dramatic cliffs, and vibrant cities. But this iconic landscape is changing fast. The ground is sinking and the sea is rising, threatening millions. This isn't a distant problem, it's happening now. Roads are crumbling, homes face an uncertain future, and the pace of change is accelerating. Natural forces and human activity are pushing the coast to a tipping point. The dream of living by the sea is now shadowed by urgency. California's coast is geologically active. Earthquakes, erosion, and now, rising seas. Scientists are racing to map the seabed, monitor land movement, and predict what's next. Their findings are stark. The coastline's future is at risk. Highway 1, hugging the cliffs, is already being undermined by erosion and landslides. Entire communities on low-lying plains now face regular flooding. California stands at a crossroads. Its most celebrated feature is also its greatest vulnerability. The battle to save the coastline has begun. The outcome will define the Golden State's future. It's a story of survival and resilience. A triple threat: quakes, tides, and sinking ground. California's coast faces a triple threat: earthquakes, rising seas, and sinking land. Earthquakes are a constant risk, with tectonic plates grinding beneath the state. Meanwhile, global sea levels are rising as glaciers melt, pushing the Pacific higher each year. The third threat, subsidence, happens as groundwater is pumped out, causing the land to sink. In some areas, the ground has dropped by several meters. When sinking land meets rising seas, flooding risk multiplies. An earthquake could suddenly drop the coast, making it instantly vulnerable. Infrastructure, roads, bridges, buildings, wasn't built for this shifting landscape. Even minor tremors or storms can cause major damage. Scientists use GPS and satellites to track these changes with millimeter precision. The data is clear. The coastline is being squeezed from above and below. It's a slow-motion disaster gaining speed. The future of coastal cities and ecosystems depends on understanding and acting on this interconnected threat. The time to act is now. The specters of San Andreas and Cascadia. California lives under the shadow of major fault lines, especially the San Andreas Fault. The big one is overdue, and when it hits, devastation will be widespread. But earthquakes aren't the only threat. Tsunamis triggered by offshore faults could surge inland, destroying everything in their path. Ports like Los Angeles and Long Beach are especially vulnerable. To the north, the Cascadia subduction zone poses an even greater risk. When it ruptures, it could unleash a mega-thrust earthquake and a catastrophic tsunami. The last major Cascadia event in 1700 sent waves across the Pacific. Scientists believe another rupture is overdue. The ground could drop by several meters in an instant, as a colossal wave bears down. For Northern California, it's not if, but when. Preparing for these disasters means rethinking where and how people live. Building a culture of readiness is essential for survival. The rising sea threatens more than property. It endangers California's fresh water. As sea levels rise, salt water pushes inland, contaminating coastal aquifers. Once salt invades, restoring fresh water is nearly impossible. Farmers find their irrigation water too salty, threatening crops and livelihoods. Cities must seek new expensive water sources. Desalination is an option, but it's costly and energy-intensive. Sinking land makes the problem worse. The Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta, the heart of California's water system, is at risk. A major quake or storm could breach levees, letting saltwater flood in and triggering a water crisis. Water managers are recharging aquifers and building underground barriers, but these are only partial solutions. The balance between fresh and saltwater is broken. Restoring it is one of California's most urgent challenges. The ground beneath California's coast is becoming dangerously unstable. Waves and storms erode cliffs, triggering sudden landslides. Every year, homes, roads, and infrastructure collapse into the sea. The Pacific Coast Highway is in constant repair, threatened by erosion and landslides. Sinking land and waterlogged soil make low-lying areas even more vulnerable. Neighborhoods built on fill or coastal plains are sinking, increasing flood and damage risks. Airports, power plants, and sewage facilities in these zones face mounting threats. A major flood or landslide could disrupt essential services for millions. Billions in property are at risk. The choice: spend vast sums to protect these areas or begin managed retreat. Relocating homes and infrastructure is controversial, but sometimes necessary. California must decide what can be saved and what must be let go. California isn't standing by, it's fighting back. The state is building bigger seawalls, rock barriers, and breakwaters to protect vulnerable areas. These hard defenses offer short-term security but can accelerate beach erosion and destroy habitats. That's why California is turning to nature-based solutions. Restoring wetlands and estuaries helps absorb storm surges and rising tides, reducing flood risk. Wetlands also provide vital habitat for wildlife. Projects are underway to restore these natural defenses by removing old dikes and letting tidal flows return. Living shorelines, using plants, sand and rock, create resilient edges. California's tech sector is developing tools to predict and respond to coastal threats. Satellite monitoring and computer models help planners visualize risks and test solutions. Policy is shifting too. New zoning laws and building codes keep development out of hazardous areas. It's a multifaceted approach, engineering, ecology, and innovation working together. The fight for the coast is on. The outcome will shape California's future. The challenges facing California's coast are immense, but the story isn't over. The future will be shaped by the choices made today. This is a story of adaptation, of resilience and ingenuity. California has a history of overcoming big challenges, and that spirit's now focused on the coast. The state is planning, investing, and reimagining what it means to live by the sea. The path forward blends bold engineering, ecological wisdom, and community action. It means using science and technology to guide decisions. Most importantly, it requires a new mindset. The coast is dynamic, not fixed. Learning to live with change is key to survival. In every restored wetland, new building code, and community meeting, hope takes root. California has the resources and spirit to meet this challenge. The coastline may look different, but with foresight and collaboration, it can remain a place of beauty and inspiration. The future of the Golden State's coast is still being written.